السلام عليكم. Uh, Today we'll start input devices in their use. Okay, this is input devices and their uses topic 2.1 أو إحنا بنتكلم دلوقتي في chapter 2. إحنا طبعا ال input devices عارفين إن إحنا عندنا process، عملية processing دي لازم تتعمل من خلال مين؟ من خلال ال central processing unit اللي هو ال ALU. وعارفين طبعا ان احنا عندنا الانبوت ديفايسز اللي هي زي الكيبورد، زي الماوس، زي الجويستيك، زي المايك اند اذر ديفايسز. احنا هندرس كل حاجه وبيطلع لك الاوتبوت على اوتبوت ايه؟ ديفايس. فالديفايسز اللي احنا بنقدر نطلع منها انفورميشن اللي هي البرينتر، المونيتور، البروجيكتور اند السبيكرز او الهيدفون او وات ايفر. طيب كل العملية اللي بيحصل لها بروسيسنج، وهي بيحصل لها بروسيسنج بيستور الداتا الستورج ميديا علشان نقدر ندخل كل البيانات. يعني مثلا احنا عايزين نعمل calculation لتو نمبرز، فبتحط بالماوس او بالكيبورد بتحط الارقام اللي انت عايزها بالاديشن اللي هي البلس، وبتقول انتر. فبالتالي البروسيسور بياخد الانبوت داتا دي ويعمل لها ايه؟ ياخد داتا باي داتا من خلال الرام. من خلال الرام بتسجل، وانت بتدخل الانبوت داتا بتاعتك بتدخل على الرام الاول، وبعد ما تدخل على الرام تبعتها على السنترال بروسيسنج يونت. فبيبتدي يحط كل حاجة. لو داتا مثلا حاطط 5 يحط ال 5 يستور it in the registers inside the CPU، يعتبر برضو storage media. فهو بيحط الداتا بتاعتك وبعد كده يشوف انك عايز تعمل addition ولا عايز تعمل subtraction ولا عايز تعمل ايه بالظبط، وبعد كده يقوم قايل له عندنا الداتا تانية عايزين نجمعها. يقوم قايل له خد الداتا التانية، فيكون اصلا هو stored الداتا الاولانية. هجاوب يا احمد، وفكرني بالاجابة على السؤال ده بس مش وانا بشرح. تمام. طيب الاوتبوت ديفايسز اللي هي ايه؟ اللي هي بعد البروسيسنج بتروح الداتا للرام، والرام تبعتها على الاوتبوت ديفايسز. طيب نيجي هنا، ايه هي الداتا اللي عندي الديفايسز؟ عندي مثلا الكيبورد وعندي النوميريك كيباد. اليوزز بتاعت الكيبورد اللي هي inputting data into applications typing commands into CLI interface. يعني امتى بستخدم الكيبورد؟ لما بدخل اي داتا وانا فاتح وورد مثلا، او وانا بكتب اكواد او كوماندز في السي ال اي انترفيس او الويندوز انترفيس زي اللينكس او الدي او اس اللي هو الدوس. الادفانتجز في ايه؟ easy and familiar to use من ساعه ما خلقوا الكمبيوتر وهو في كيبورد. fast entry of text into a document. وسلور. الديسادفانتجز بتاعته slower method to compare to the direct data entry. وهنفهم ايه هو الدايركت داتا انتري ديفايسز. بالنسبة للنوميريك كيباد it's very small keypad, and this is we can use it in ATM or point of sale and ship and pin and mobile phones etc. الموبايل phones are older mobile phone, the oldest one they used to, if you wanted to مثلا to dial up with the numbers, you press these numbers. Of course, you didn't use touch screen. And if you want to type any text or message, you have to press any numbers like 1 or 2 or 3, and you find 2, ABC, and so on. You have to press these numbers or key numbers twice or more than twice to reach the letters. Straightforward to enter numeric data like pins or prices at the point of sale. The advantage here, keys can be too small, difficult to type letters, older mobiles, as I mentioned in text. Okay. What about mouse and touchpad and trackable? To control the pointer, selecting windows, clicking on icons, using menu options, positioning pointer. You have to move the mouse right or left or top or down on the desk if you want to reach the specific direction or position in the screen. Easy to navigate through menu options. Another advantage, quicker to select an option compared to using a keyboard. طبعا, instead of writing the comment, you can click on the icon if you want to open any application. This advantage, easy damage, of course, flat surface required. Of course, you know that mouse, it's one of the devices that regularly damaged. Touchpad used as a pointing device on a laptop. The advantage is a part of the keyboard, so no need for separate device, but it is more difficult to use compared to normal mouse. Okay, not everyone prefer to use this touchpad. Tracker ball, used by users who tend to have limited motility in their wrist or RSI, with that you can use this one. You don't move it like mouse. You don't move it up and down and the left and right on the desk. You only move or use this ball to take the position that you like. For example, you can scroll this ball to go up and down and so on. Easier to use compared to mouse, more accurate positioning of the pointer. However, tend to be more expensive, not familiar to use. We will talk about remote control. You know the remote control, joysticks and driving wheel. When we use these in TV channels, menu options, multimedia, industrial applications, the advantage can be used from distance. Of course, you don't need to plug this device or this remote control, like, for example, mouse. You don't need to plug it. You can use it from distance. However, the signal could be blocked by obstacles or walls. It's not easy to use it from a big distance or with the walls separated in any separated area. This is one of the disadvantages of this remote control. Joystick, used in computer games and simulators, easier to use compared to a keyboard, more difficult to use compared to a normal mouse. Driving wheel, used by gamers in computer games, used in simulators. Of course, you know what is the meaning of simulator. Simulator that if you wanted to train how to be a pilot, to drive a plane. So how can we do it? You can use a course or training in a simulator's area. Driving experience is more accurate than using keyboards, more expensive. Movement could be too sensitive, of course. Touch screen is one of the input devices. These input devices, we can find these touch screen in mobiles, smartphone, point of sales, interactive like McDonald's, interactive whiteboards, and advances very easy to use and select options. Options could be selected accidentally. This is one of the disadvantages. Screen can get dirty from using a touch screen all the time. The scanners is one of the input devices used to scan in a document or photographs, and these will make a digital copy from hard copy. You can put the paper here or pictures or whatever in a hard copy, and the scanner will scan it and convert it to digital copy in the computer. Copies can be created, but quality is dependent on resolution settings. It depends on the models, it depends on the brand, many things. Digital cameras used to take photographs and small video clips. Data can be transferred to computers. This is a very good thing. Higher resolution images can be stored on memory cards. No need to develop film, which means that I don't need, this is the digital camera, okay? I don't need as the traditional camera, I need to buy a film. This film, I need to put it away from light, and then I keep it in a dark place, and then when I capture pictures or photos, and then I put it in another dark room and convert each pictures to hard copy of pictures. Transferring, storing, and editing images can be complicated. Okay. Video camera used to record video footage can record in HD. Footage can be edited on a computer. This is the best thing, that everything that like digital camera, video cameras, you can plug it into a computer to transfer your pictures to the computer, and you can edit it by the editing program as you like. However, HD movie take up a lot of storage, cost of camera. Microphone used to input sound into a computer used in voice recognition applications. Voice overs can be added to presentation. Recorded audio can be typed directly into word processor applications. As you see now, by using AI, you can do many things more that when you speak a speech or tell a speech, for example, or talk to anyone, or making a chat with a voice record, they can, or AI can transfer these or convert these this voice to text. However, voice recognition is not as accurate as typing text into a computer. Sometimes in speech recognition application, it's very difficult to detect the words or the text, because the different accents between every people. Sometimes the people say, for example, th as s, so he converted it depends on the voice. If you say sink, he will write it as a text S-I-N-K, not think. So it's not accurate as typing text. Graphics tablet used with a stylus to draw free hand drawings, which can be stored on a computer. Very accurate method of drawing compared to a pointer device. Some painters like to use something like this to make any editing on it. However, longer to produce drawings, cost of tablet, because these type of tablets very expensive. Device webcams that when we use internet, we can turn on you can turn on your webcam, used by users who want to have a web conference. The advances allows for face-to-face video chat, can contact people without the need to travel, but quality is dependent on internet connection. And for example, light pens in a CAD application for drawing on screens, as you see here. This is the light pens. It's one of the input devices, more accurate than touch screens, small in size. You can use it as you like, and not using only icon. You can use these small input device like pen, only used with CRT monitors, dated technology. Now some touch screens, you can use these, not only CRT. Okay, discuss why different user interfaces require the use of different types of input devices. So you have to take care how to write these type of discussion questions. This is the most important thing in our sessions of theoretical parts, okay? So how can I answer my question, not how can I understand my question. In practical, I focused on how to understand your questions, to know how to divide this question to step by step answer this question. But this type of discussion questions in theoretical, you have to know any questions, explain, compare, contrast, discuss these type of questions. Every part of these questions is very important, how to answer it, because the examiner very strict in these type of answering. Okay, take care of these. يعني الاكزامينر هناك بيصحح على نموذج إجابة، هو عايز نموذج الإجابة يكون زي اللي حضرتك شايفه قدامك in paragraph in English paragraph technique. حضرتك لو شاطر في الإنجليش و how to write in English يبقى أنت هتعرف تجاوب صح، لأنه بيركز قوي إنه الكلام المنفصل عن بعضه ده separated phrases هو مش هيبقى فاهم منه حاجة. لازم يبقى فيه combination أو connection between the phrases or texts. So it's very important تستخدم بقى however, in addition، اللي هي connection words أو طيب هنا بيقول لي، تعالى نجاوب السؤال الأولاني. احنا قلنا discuss why different user interface require the use of different types of input devices. اللي هو different user interface يعني يقصد ايه؟ يقصد command line interface ولا graphical user interface؟ يعني انت بتستخدم الويندوز ولا بتستخدم لينكس مثلا؟ طيب طبعا لو بتستخدم ويندوز يبقى الأحسن هتستخدم الماوس أو اللايت بن. لو انت هتستخدم اللينكس انترفيس او الكوماند لاين انترفيس او الدوس انترفيس، فانت هتستخدم الكيبورد عشان هتكتب الكوماندز. With a GUI graphical user interface, a mouse enables user to easily maneuver pointer around a screen to select icons representing applications, menu options, and windows. The mouse can also be used to tag windows and icons across the screen. People with disabilities may prefer to use tracker ball as a pointing device, as they may have limited motility in their wrists. In addition, a joystick or the gamepad could be used to mimic the behavior of mouse when playing games. In addition يعني هنا بتوضح له ان انا لسه بتكلم على نوع الانبوت ديفايسز اللي حضرتك بتقولي عليه، بس بضيف لك ان الجويستيك is a gamepad could be used to mimic the behavior of mouse when playing games. On the other hand, a keyboard will be required to enter command prompts into a command line interface. Touch screens can be used to directly select options on a screen normally found on portable devices such as smartphone, tablets, or even at point of sales, and some laptops. One input devices, another question, one input devices used on a tablet computer is a touch screen. One input device used on a tablet computer is a touch screen. Name two other input devices built into a tablet computer. So you know that you can, for example, the tablet use the SIM card. You can use microphone. So it should have microphone. And camera, because you can capture a picture, sorry. Another question, inbuilt device, which moves the cursor when using a laptop is called a touchpad. The device used for selecting an icon, so a barcode label can be printed in a supermarket, is called touch screen. The device used a controlling pointer on a screen when the user has limited motor skills is called a tracker ball. Another question, check the most appropriate method of inputting data for the following uses. Of course, when you think, of course, this is with answer, so please think and neglect this answer. Applications where text has to be created rather than copied. Application where text has to be created. يعني أنا هكريت text، هكتب text، يبقى أنا هستخدم إيه؟ الكيبورد، مش باخده copy paste. Inputting، أو كمان مش هستخدم scanner. Inputting hard copy documents directly into a computer. As I mentioned to you, that when I want to convert the hard copy to digital copy into the computer, so I need to take a copy from the hard copy by using scanner. Inputting moving picture from a fixed position into a computer webcam. Entering text directly into a word processing document, of course, keyboard. Another question he mentioned here, compare and contrast the use of mouse, touchpad, and tracker ball as a pointing device. How can we answer these type of questions? Of course, you will focus on similarities and differences. So you have to put in your mind the similarities and differences. Not only you're saying the advantages and disadvantages, as we can say in discussion questions, and for example, in explanation, something like this. So the mouse is normally used with a desktop computer, and it is the most familiar pointing device used. Okay. However, the mouse requires a flat surface to be used, and is more likely to be damaged. As you see here, he says something from his characteristics, that it's a common device and it is familiar. This is one of the advantages, and this is the another step. So, however, is disadvantage. B, the touchpad is a fixed device commonly found on laptops. It is more difficult to use compared to a mouse. So you can compare between both. If I say this difficult than what? More difficult than mouse. I can't say more difficult and full stop. No, you have to extend your answers, because he needs to know what do you compare with, why you compare this difficulty between who and who, something like this. The tracker ball pointing device is used by users who have limited motility in their wrist. User would move the ball at the top of the devices using their fingers to control the pointer on the screen. The tracker ball, however, tends to be more expensive than the other pointing device. So you can see that some characteristics of this advances and disadvantages, and compare these between the devices that he mentioned in the questions. And you have to start with the first one that he mentioned in the question. خلي بالك. ابتدي باللي هو قايل لك عليه في الأول وبعدين بالترتيب. Okay, what about a sensor is a device that converts a real-world property into data that computer can process. Of course, we have many types of of sensors, moisture, light, proximity, pressure, user in burglar arms, or used in, for example, temperature used in greenhouse to measure temperature and so on. What is the use of sensors? He read the real world measurements are collected as an analog signal from the sensor. And he detected this data. Then he sent it to the computer, but the computer doesn't understand these analog type of signals that in the environment around us. So the computer needs to understand the digital signals. Then the role of the ADC, the analog to digital converter device, come over. And this digital analog to digital converter will take these analog signals and convert it to digital. Then it will be transferred to what? To the computer. Analog signals now can be understood by the computer. So the analog data is detected by the sensor, because the sensor is one of the input devices that detect the data from our environment and send these signals, analog signals, to the computer. There is one device in between the sensors and the computer, the ADC, which has a big role to do what? To convert the analog data to digital data, and that these allow the computer to understand the digital data. What about the temperature control? A central heating system, moisture or humidity monitors the moisture levels in soil in a greenhouse, for example. Light, switch on or off street lighting, switch on car headlights when dark. Okay? So in street light, there is sensor to detect that there is a dark sky, for example, so they start to turn on the LEDs. Infrared motion detects intruders in a burglar alarm system, count people leaving or entering a building. This is infrared. They will detect the waves that becomes from the bodies. Detects intruders in a burglar alarm system, check the weight of an object in pressure sensor. In Dubai, for example, in another country in Europe, they use this type of sensor pressures in a street. If you pass over this sensor, it's under it's in a street. When you pass over with the first wheels of the vehicle, then he will open the traffic to be green, the traffic light to be green. يعني ان انت بعض البلدان حاطين البريشر سنسور دي زي وايرز كده تحت الاسفلت بحاجه يعني حاجه بسيطه محطوطه في البنيه التحتيه يعني. ولما بيجي العربيه تطلع على الجزء ده، اول عجل من العربيه في المقدمه يعني، يطلع على البريشر ده او يدوس عليه، يبتدي الترافيك لايت يعرف السنسور ده يديتكت ويبعت رساله او يبعت سيجنالز يعني للترافيك لايت to convert it from red to green. تمام. وطبعا it depend on the traffic street يعني. ليها رولز معينة وستبس معينة علشان ما يحصلش طبعا accidents. جاز اللي هو CO2 for example أو O2. gas sensor, pollution monitoring in rivers or the air, check for CO2 leaks in a power station, and pH monitors the acidity or alkalinity levels in soil in greenhouse, pollution monitoring in rivers. وده مهم جدا عشان لما بيجيب لك سؤال بيتكلم في السيناريو بتاع السؤال على حاجة معينة من دول تقدر تقول له نوع السنسور ايه. طيب role of microprocessor in control applications. Sensor readings are compared to the preset values which is inputted by the user, pre-stored values. If sensor readings are below or higher than the preset value, then a signal will be sent to the actuator to change the physical conditions. Process constantly will be repeated. يعني أنا الأول السنسور بيديتكت الداتا اللي في الانفايرمنت ويبعتها على الكمبيوتر زي ما احنا بنقول. الكمبيوتر هو اللي بيعمل comparing. طبعا قلنا ان في الاي دي سي بيكونفرت الانالوج داتا من اللي جايه من السنسور بيحولها لديجيتال داتا عشان الكمبيوتر يفهم. فالكمبيوتر هيفهم وهيكمبير بالبريسيت فاليو اللي موجوده في الفوليوم في البريسيت فاليو اللي موجوده في السيستم. يعني بيحصل input called sensor takes reading and microprocessor compares the readings to the preset value, and then the third steps. As a result of processing, the computer can send a signal to the output devices called actuators. طب لو لقى ان مثلا الكمبيوتر او السيستم لقى ان درجة حرارة اعلى من المطلوبة من اللي موجودة في السيستم، يبقى هيبتدي يبعت سيجنالز للاوتبوت ديفايس اللي هو الاكتويترز، فور اكزامبل الكولر، تمام، عشان الكولر يشتغل تو تيرن اون علشان يخفف درجة الحرارة. وبالتالي لو العكس، لو اقل وهكذا، يفتح الهيتر يبعت سيجنال للهيتر عشان يترن اون. Example of greenhouse compares light temperature monitor to preset values, the light on or off, or heater on or off, or motor open close window. Patient's vital signs compares vital signs, heartbeat, blood pressures, temperatures to preset values. Buzzer will alert staff to any vital signs which are below the expected values. Okay, in a greenhouse automated system, advances and disadvantages, no human intervention is required. Staff are free to do other tasks. Readings can be taken more frequently and are more accurate. The disadvantages, initial cost of equipment because we need to adjust and set up all these devices or equipment. Ongoing maintenance causes computer systems may malfunction. Humans become skilled. This is the rules that we mentioned. This is one of the examples. The temperature sensor detect this temperature and condition continuously, send it to the ADC to convert it to digital, then microprocessor will compare it. The preset value is 20 degrees. If it is more than 20 degrees, okay, he will send the microprocessor send signals to motor to turn on the fans and to turn heater off. And if it is less than 20, the microprocessor sends a signal to the motor to close the window and turn the heater on. And this process will be repeated until the 20 degree, when he compared it's the same as 20 degree.